Meet Cayenne. Cayenne is a female German Shepherd. Pardon me, but I forget her age. Looking at her, I'm going to guess between 1 and 2 years of age. And that seems to be correct from my memory, but don't hold me to that. Cayenne's owners came to us for our 5-week board and train program, frustrated. Cayenne seemed completely uninterested in obedience and fairly uninterested in her people when she came to us, and she was uninterested in us. We had to overcome this before we could even start normal obedience work. And what we found was Cayenne is what we would call a suppressive stressor. This means that leash correction or even environmental stressors, new situations, things that made her uneasy, suppress her drive and turn her off and turn her into a timid-looking dog. And because she had not had enough of these experiences paired with rewarding events, her stress response was to turn off, and when a correction would come, she would just stop in her tracks and not want to do anything. Mix that with a dog who is a external dog. You see here, when she gets excited, she is very active, and her, what I would call neural conduction, or the speed that her brain is able to send signals to her body, is extremely fast.
Jojo was sent out too. I think I should go get him.
With that in mind, we have to think about the speed at which we deliver command, marker, and correction to make sure that we're not missing the opportunity to both reward or correct behaviors. With a dog that just does things slower, thinks slower, we have plenty of time. With Cayenne, we found that timing is very important. And what you'll see here in this session is as she gets into the work, she actually gets more animated, more excited, but that drive focuses very nicely into the work. And I'm really just using the leash to remind her a couple of times about some of the previous work that we've done in the prior week. And here I'm throwing some hot dogs on the ground. This is not the first time she's seen this exercise. She's being told to leave those hot dogs alone. And I'll use the leash here just to exclude them so that she doesn't have a whoops and get reinforced for breaking from her downstay. Here she is back in drive. And she needed a little help to exclude those hot dogs, and so I was glad I had the leash.
Nope. Come. Stay. Nope. Sit. Yes.
Notice there's a lot of things happening here that aren't perfect, and only being into the beginning of the 4th week, we have a lot of time yet to polish some of these skills. And so I'm picking the things to reinforce that I like and letting some things go. With a dog like Cayenne that really gets as excited as she does, I actually don't know how much of the little fidgets and moves she's actually aware of in this arousal state. So I'm not going to withhold or punish any of that behavior. I'm just going to be glad that when I said sit, her rear end hit the ground. If it's like that, a little bit out to the side, a little bit crooked, I might give her a little help on the next rep, but I'm not going to deny her for that because she did sit, and I just don't know if at this stage she was fully aware of all of those things. She did get much better toward the last week of her stay with us. See here, we're working on straightening out that front position a little bit. Now I've just let the leash drop to the ground here, and this really shows how motivated Cayenne is for those hot dogs that I'm training with. Also, I want to point out, no electronic collar is in use in this session, nor has one been used on Cayenne at our facility at any time.
No.
Not that I am against electronic collars, but I wanted to point that out because
Look. Ah.
we're doing some work with a loose leash dragging on the ground here, and I don't want someone to think that I'm just hiding someone off screen, holding an electronic collar, correcting her. There's absolutely not happening and never been done on this dog. And if we did use an electronic collar on her, she'd just lay on the ground. She'd just be done. I can tell that from the response she has to a firm prong collar leash correction. Absolutely knocks her out of drive. And there would be absolutely no point in using an electronic collar on this dog. We actually found that withholding her reward was a far better punishment than anything we could do on the leash with Cayenne. Telling her no.
Nope.
It actually sinks in a lot more with her. Her sensitivity to leash correction is actually fairly low, which is a very strange combination.
Nope. Nope.
I guess thinking about Cayenne's personality of being suppressive stressor and her response to correction, it kind of makes sense, because if you correct her trying to get her to do something and she just shuts down, a dog like that will shut down more and more as you give more and more correction. And so the response may have been sometime in her past to overcorrect.
Nope. Come. Sit. Stay. No.
She doesn't know.
Yes.
She's bouncing so fast here. She's trying to anticipate my commands instead of stopping and listening.
No. Sit.
She's responding to my lure a little bit there. We really faded these away, but I'm
Stay.
trying to bring them back for the sit from down because she was having a little trouble there.
No.
Now she's overreacting to my hand movements.
Stay. Good. Yes. Oh, come here.
Leash came off. Whoop.
Sit. Down. No. Good. Stay. Come. Yes.
There, I waited till she stabilized in the finish, just so I made sure that she wasn't bouncing when I rewarded her. I want to make sure with a dog like this that I'm timing those rewards just right.
Heel. Heel. Good.
Reminding her of some previous work we did with focusing on the left leg. As well as in this session, I'm really starting to fade away my healing lure. We've already faded the lures for sits and downs, things like that, for the most part, but in this case, the intense work in healing and frequent rewards make her very apt to follow that left hand. We're just working on moving away from that. Here, I didn't lure her, and she thought, I'm not supposed to move out of the stay.
No. Come. Heel. Nope. Heel. Good. Down. Stay. Stay. Come. Yes. Yes. Pan. Down. Nope. Down. Stay. Stay. Good. Stay. 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 No. Stay. No. Down. Down. Stay. This makes sense. Stay. Stay. Down. Stay. No. Stay. Come. Yes. Down. Good. Stay. Down. Stay. Good. Stay. Come. Ay, malega. Ay, malega. You want to try some more? Try some more. Some more. Some more. Still not really sure. Still not really sure. Sit. Stay. Good. Stay. Sit. No. Sit. No. Sit. Heel. Good. Leave it. No. No. Leave it. No. Stay. Heel. No, leave it. Ah, look. Look. Yes. Good job. Look. Yes. Nope. Heel. Oh, no. Yes. Heel. Yes. Good girl. Heel. No. Heel. Good. Good. Stay. Stay. No. Stay. Heel. Yes. Sit. Stay. Nope. Nope. Sit. Stay. Come. Heel. Yes. Good job. You little fireball. Yeah, come on. Heel. Leave it. Good. Good. Heel.
So here I'm working some more on fading away the healing lures. And you'll notice about Cayenne here, even a
Yes.
change in the tone of my voice knocks her out of drive momentarily here.
Nope. Nope. Look. Nope. Look. No.
Right there. Whoop.
Stand.
She just about laid down on me.
Heel. Look. No. Look. No. No. No.
So I'm waiting here for the eye contact.
No.
She's actually a little behind me out of position. There we go.
Yes. Good. Heel. Heel. No. No. Leave it. Good. Leave it. Heel. No. Heel. Yes. Yes.
I've presented this 20-minute session uncut for the purpose of showing you when the dog is behaving, when the dog is breaking the behaviors we're looking for, as well as how the dog responds to the verbal marker system that we've
Cayenne,
installed,
come.
and how it learns new information. This is important in our
Down.
process. If you have a dog who you are struggling with in communication and motivation, I highly encourage you, reach out to me. We have opportunities weekly for group classes. We can offer private lessons throughout the Puget Sound area.
No, down.
And we offer board and train, either a 5-week program or customized based on your availability and needs. Please reach out to us if you need this type of help. My name is Jason Brown for Audax Canine Academy. Thank you for watching, and please reach out to us through our website, audaxcanine.com, or on Facebook, we are at Audax Canine. Thank you very much. Semper Audax.